Section 10.7, we're going to look at interpreting the discriminant. And the discriminant is something that is going to allow you to determine the number of solutions of a quadratic equation before you even go through the solving process. That way you know how many solutions you should have. Okay, so first of all, this is a formula you just have to memorize. Okay, and if you notice, the discriminant formula is b squared minus 4ac, which is the exact same as what's underneath the square root when using the quadratic formula. So it's not like it's something brand new, you just have to know that it's the part underneath the square root. Okay, and this discriminant lets you know how many solutions the quadratic has. Okay, if the discriminant, if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, then that means there are 2 solutions. Okay, if the discriminant is equal to 0, then there's exactly 1 solution, and if the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then that means there are no solutions. Okay, so again, the advantage to doing this is that now you know before even solving a problem how many solutions you should have. Okay, and then therefore you know if you're doing it right or if you're at least on the right track. There's 3 very basic examples here. I know on your notes I asked you to solve them as well, so I am going to continue to ask you to solve these in addition to what we're doing on the screen here. So the first one says, given the equation 2x squared plus 13x plus 6 equals 0, first we have to find the value of the discriminant. So for part A, we have to do b squared minus 4 times a times c. And in this particular example, our b is 13, so I have 13 squared minus 4 times 2 times 6. All right, 13 squared, that's 169, minus 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 6 is 48. And so finally, we have 169 minus 48, which I believe is going to leave you with 121. The most important thing is that we recognize, hey, that's greater than 0. If the discriminant is bigger than 0, then that means you're going to have, oh, well, let me actually do this. Hold on one second. Discriminant is 121, and the number of solutions then is 2. Okay, and so what I want you to do separately on your paper, part C, is solve these equations as well. Okay, so not only find the discriminant, figure out how many solutions there are, but actually find those solutions as well. Okay, and you should have those prepared tomorrow when you come into class. Part 2, given the equation, find the value of the discriminant. So again, we have b squared. B here is 1, so I have 1 squared minus 4 times a is 1, and c is 8. So as I go through and I simplify, 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 times 8 is 32. So I have negative 31 for the value of my discriminant, and since that value is negative, the number of real solutions are none. Okay, there are no solutions. So for this particular problem, makes your life easy, because as soon as you know there's no solutions, there's nothing more for you to do. Okay, there are no solutions, so you don't have to solve that problem. Okay, and then finally, example number 3, again, they give you the equation, find the value of the discriminant. Let me extend the page here just a little bit. So we have b squared, so I have negative 12 squared minus 4 times a times c. Negative 12 squared is 144, minus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 9 is also going to be 144. 144 minus 144 is 0. So the value of the discriminant is 0, and therefore there's exactly 1 solution. And so obviously take the time now to go ahead and find that single solution. So again, pretty easy lesson. Okay, just finding the discriminant and understanding what that discriminant tells you before solving a quadratic. Okay, when you come into class tomorrow, you should have not only this portion of the notes done, but you should also be doing part C in each. And so if I ask to see that first thing tomorrow, I expect to see solutions on your paper for each one of these, obviously with the exception of number 2, which has no solutions. So as always, bring any questions you have to class, and we'll take those first thing.